Alright, let's talk about 2025. How do we make it the best year of our lives? What's the one thing you need to focus on to ensure success? Is it about setting huge goals, or is it more about having the right mindset to turn those goals into reality? Let's settle this once and for all. Type G4 goals or M4 mindset in the comments below. Let me know where you stand. I mean, you could have all the goals in the world, but if your mindset isn't right, it's like trying to drive a car without gas, right? You'll just sit there going nowhere. And hey, if you've got your mindset on point but haven't set any real goals, you'll be like a ship with no destination. So it's about finding that balance between the two. That's the secret to crushing 2025. And guess what? You can start today. Right now. Drop a comment telling me which side you're on, because your input can inspire someone else to start their journey too. Let's get this conversation going. And hey, if you're loving this vibe, hit that subscribe button and stick around. This year's going to be different, and I'm here to help you make it happen. Stay tuned because the real work starts now and you don't want to miss the rest. Alright, let's break this down a bit more. Ever been in a situation where you're constantly available, texting back in 2 seconds, jumping at every chance to be there for her, and she still seems a little distant? It's like you're doing everything right, following all the good guy rules, but something still doesn't click. You're thinking, what am I, chopped liver? Why isn't she impressed by my rapid response time? Should I have used a heart emoji instead of a thumbs up? What am I missing here? You start doubting yourself, wondering if you're texting too fast, too slow, or if you've maybe put too many exclamation marks in your last message. You've been available for her whenever she needs, you've got your phone glued to your hand, ready to jump into action like a superhero. But instead of her swooning over your unwavering dedication, she's out there living her best life, totally unfazed. Meanwhile, you're stuck waiting by your phone like it's the most important thing in the world. Every time you hear a ding, your heart races, but it's always just a spam email or a notification from your fantasy football league. You're feeling like you've been cast as the background character in your own love story. You're always there, but you're just another part of the scenery. You start asking, why isn't this working? What more can I do? It's like you're doing all the right things, but the universe just isn't cooperating. You check your phone again and what do you see? Absolutely nothing. That's when the panic sets in. You're thinking, was my message not good enough? Did I forget the perfect emoji? You double-check your response, worried that maybe the lack of a smiley face or L might have somehow doomed your chances. It's like you're stuck in a one-sided relationship with your phone, constantly waiting for the ding of a new message, only to realize that it's crickets. You've been given the good guys trophy, but all it's earned you is a permanent spot in the friend zone. Now here's where it gets real. When you're always there, always available, it's like you're the free app she downloaded and forgot about. You know those apps you download and never use? That's you right now, just sitting there on her home screen waiting for someone to click open, but nobody's doing it. You're just a notification waiting for someone to care enough to engage. Nobody's chasing after you when you're sitting there, always at her beck and call. It's instant gratification, sure, but you know what? It gets boring. It gets predictable. She knows you're always there, and that's exactly why she stops valuing your time. But let's flip the script. Picture this. You're still interested, but you've got your own life to live. You're busy, you're doing your thing, you're not always available, and suddenly, boom, she starts thinking, why isn't he texting me back immediately? That's when the magic happens. She starts wondering, what's he doing? Why hasn't he replied yet? Now she's intrigued. Now she's wondering about you. You're not a vending machine where she can just press a button and get what she wants. You're a challenge, a mystery, and that's what makes you interesting. It's the same principle as when you're watching a mystery movie, and they show you just enough to keep you hooked, but leave you asking questions. You want her to feel that curiosity. You're not a mystery novel that's already been read cover to cover. You're the book she's dying to finish but can't get enough of. You're keeping her on the edge of her seat, and that's exactly where you want her to be. When you're available all the time, you're just another predictable character in the story. But when you pull back a little, now she's paying attention. But here's the real kicker. When you stop being so available, that's when she starts feeling the need to chase you. Remember back in high school when you wanted to borrow your friend's notes, and they made you wait? Maybe they teased you a little about how valuable those notes were. Well, that's exactly what you need to do. Make her work for it. Don't hand over everything on a silver platter. You want her to earn your attention, to feel like she's putting in the effort to get to know you, instead of just giving it all away without a second thought. You've got to create intrigue. You're not just a guy who's there whenever she needs you. You're someone who makes her wonder what you're up to, where you're going, what you're thinking. When she starts wondering about you, that's when the dynamic shifts. You've gone from just another guy to someone who's worth chasing. And when she starts chasing you, trust me, she's going to value your time and attention so much more. Think about it like this: how much more exciting is it to chase something that's not easily caught? When she's chasing you, now you're the rare Pokemon in the wild. It's not about catching you, it's about earning you. And guess what? When she's chasing you, that's when things get fun. That's when the power dynamic shifts and you're no longer the guy who's always there. Now you're the one who's in control and she's the one trying to keep up with you. The moment you stop overgiving attention, you'll see the shift. You'll notice that the tables turn. Suddenly she's texting you first. You're not constantly filling the void with your attention anymore. Now she's wondering about you, and that's the energy you want to create. When she starts chasing, she'll start to appreciate your worth. That's the moment when you've successfully shifted the dynamic. Now you're the one being valued and she's the one working to get your attention. And let's be honest, once you've got her working for it, the game completely changes. You've got her interest and she's no longer taking you for granted. The balance has been restored. Now let's talk about why this mystery approach works wonders. You've probably heard this before, but when you're always available, it's like you're the free Wi-Fi at the coffee shop. You know the one? Everyone uses it, but nobody really cares about it. It's there, it's convenient, but it's not exactly exciting. When you stop being so easy to access, that's when things start to change. The mystery kicks in and suddenly, you've got her thinking, wait a minute, why hasn't he replied yet? Is he out there living his best life? Is he at the gym? Is he on a secret mission? What is he up to? Now, you've got her brain working overtime, and that's the magic of creating some distance. And let's be honest, the whole mystery thing is pretty powerful, right? It's like playing hard to get, but without actually playing games. No one wants to be the person who always chases. Think about it. If you're the one always initiating the conversation, you're basically handing her the keys to your heart with a bow on top. And let's face it, who wants that? It's like giving someone a gift with no thought behind it. But when you keep a little bit of distance, that's when the real value comes in. She starts to wonder what's going on in your life. Does he have a life outside of texting me? The answer is yes, my friend. You do. And here's another thing, let's talk about confidence. When you stop constantly chasing after her, you're showing her something even more attractive than your always available personality. You're showing her that you have your own life. You're not just sitting around waiting for her to text back. You've got stuff going on. Maybe you're working on that side project you've been putting off. Maybe you're spending time with your friends or hitting the gym like you're on a mission to look like a Greek god. The point is, you're living your life on your terms, and that's more attractive than any text message you could send her. But here's the kicker. While you're busy doing your own thing, she's wondering why you're not texting her back. She starts to feel the need to chase you, and suddenly, she's the one wondering where you are. You're not just an open book anymore. You're that unread chapter she can't wait to get into. That's the power of pulling back. It's like playing chess, not checkers. You're making your moves, and she's trying to figure out what's next. And trust me, when you've got her thinking that way, the game has changed. She's no longer the one in control, you are. And that, my friend, is how you win. And while we're on the topic of games, let's talk about that little chase scenario. You know how exciting it is when you're hunting down the last slice of pizza at a party? You see it sitting there just out of reach, and suddenly, it's the most desirable thing on the table. But when you can grab it anytime, it loses its appeal. The same goes for relationships. The chase is what makes the prize feel worth it. It's not about being unavailable all the time. It's about creating a little bit of mystery, so she wants to chase you to put in the effort. But here's the twist. While she's busy wondering where you are, you're out there living your life, confident that you're not sitting around waiting for her text. And that's when you've truly shifted the dynamic. Alright, now that we've covered some serious ground, it's time for you to weigh in. Which approach works better for you? Drop a comment below and tell me, do you prefer being the always there guy, or do you think a little mystery is the way to go? I want to hear your thoughts, A for attention or M for mystery. Let's get the conversation started. And hey, if you're enjoying these tips and want to take your confidence to the next level, don't miss the next video. It's all about building self-confidence without the need for constant validation. Click right here and keep leveling up with us. Trust me, you won't want to miss it. See you in the next one.